Hello friends, you all alright in there? Yeah, good. Welcome to the first video I'm going to put out from my experience at the Transcontinental race number 10, 2024. I am home. Been home for a few days and just sat around moping really, which is not ideal, but I think kind of need that to decompress a little bit. This event was all I've thought about for too long. I started training for it around October last year, so 10 months maybe, and then once I got a place confirmed, it's all in on training ever since. So yeah, need a bit of time to sulk, but also a bit of time to rest this knee and recover it. But first things first, if you're already subscribed, thanks for coming back. And if you're not already, I'm Andy. I'm an ultra cyclist, trying to be on the south coast of England. So subscribe for more ultra cycling related videos. And if you're already following my Instagram, then you'll know what happened at the Transcontinental race. Didn't go how I planned and how I wanted. If you also follow Josh Hibbert, if you don't, you should, because he's a solid ultra rider, but also makes really good YouTube videos covering ultra races. He scratched for the same reason I did. Exactly the same story, which is quite bizarre. I spent a bit of time with him at the start, actually chatting to him. So it's quite a coincidence that he scratched for exactly the same reason. Picked up an injury fairly early on, managed to get towards the Alps, knee basically exploded, and had to scratch. That's the short story of my experience at the TCR. But my aim for this race was to get through it and to learn. And I learnt a lot. So there's a lot coming after this video on changes I'll make and things I learnt in the short time I was there. Things I'll change for next year. But while I was there, one of my main goals was to cover it as well as I could from inside as a rider. Exactly what happens when you turn up, when you register. I've already covered all the training, but when you register, get onto the start line, and then everything that happens through the race. So I might not have finished the race, but I did cover quite a lot of it and have a lot to show. So in this video, I'm going to show what happens the day of the race. Waking up, getting some food, going to the registration, getting signed on, all of the briefings, getting onto the start line, bike check, everything I took, and then getting going. One thing I'll say, during the bike check I mentioned that I got a lot of stuff and all of it's essential. It wasn't all essential. There's going to be quite a lot coming after this on things I'll change for next time, because like I said, I learned a lot. So stick around. I hope you enjoy this inside view from rider's perspective of the start of the Transcontinental race. If you've got any questions, put them in the comments, and then stick around because there's a lot of footage from the race itself which I'll be editing and getting out pretty soon. So thanks everyone for all the messages and comments when it started to come apart for me. I really appreciate you all being out there and watching these, and hope you get something out of this like I did. Look after yourselves, and I'll see you on the next one.
Good morning. It is race day. I just woke up from pretty long sleep. A bit broken, to be honest. Woke up a few times, couldn't get back to sleep for about an hour at 4 a.m. Someone screaming outside. A couple of stress streams, but we're here in Roubaix and the race starts in 12 hours. So I'm going to get up, go get some breakfast and start preparing for the day. So I'm going to show as much as I can for all the prep, registration, and what happens on the day of the start of the Transcontinental race. But I need to go find some food. Still off caffeine, so been a bit sluggish the last week. No coffee until tomorrow in the race, but I reckon I can find some pretty good breakfast. Let's go.
This is Roubaix. Always feels amazing coming to France on my bike. Love the place. I'm just walking down towards the Grand Palace, and there's a pretty good place for breakfast just opposite. went there for dinner last night. Not the restaurant, but the area. Had an amazing pizza. So I'm gonna go find some brunch. It's quite funny, walking through town last night, there's about 300 racers. Mostly all gonna be here already. And you can spot them a mile off. Everyone's had to come carrying very little. I'm wearing my cycling shoes right now, so you can just spot everybody wearing SPDs, some already in their lycra, like a mini invasion of Roubaix. Was exactly what I needed. Triple pancake stack, bacon, layers of it were like chicken fajita, eggs, bacon. I was sat with a few other cyclists, everyone coming to the same place pretty much for breakfast, and a few of them decided to go over the road and just have a couple of croissants and coffee, and really get paranoid, thinking, why? Am I eating too much? Are they not eating enough? I'm pretty sure they're not eating enough, but it's funny how your mind plays tricks with you. Also stopped at a supermarket, closes in about an hour, for some sweets to chew on and some energy drinks, some carb drinks, to try and get me through the night. So now I've got everything I need. I'm gonna go pack up my stuff in my hotel room and make my way to the velodrome. Here we go. Lycra on, riding from the hotel to the velodrome. Roughly know where I'm going, but not really.
First stage of the process, you're going to go to that desk at the back.
Yep.
They're going to give you your tracker and your cap.
Yep.
They'll also tell you the next stage of the process for you to go to. It's either going to be tracker briefing or the bike check.
Okay.
Once you've done all of those things, the final stage is we're getting rider photo portraits of riders.
Yep.
We're doing that in the showers.
Okay.
Do you know about the Roubaix showers?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
So that's way on the left there.
Oh, cool.
Where that black gazebo is, just on the right there, you'll find Liz, our photographer. She'll take an amazing photo of you in the showers.
Amazing. Goosebumps.
Yeah, it's cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then that's basically the end of this process.
Okay.
So you can go off and do whatever you want, have a sleep, or eat or whatever. And then rider briefing is at 5:30 in the indoor velodrome, which is the one on the
new building, isn't it?
The glass.
Yeah.
That's at 5:30, so just turn up a bit before 5:30.
Okay.
You can bring your bike and everything.
It's your tracker.
Yes.
It's turned on, so you don't need to touch it.
Okay.
This stays with you during the course of the race. You to charge it like maybe every 3 days, something like that.
Yep.
And obviously here's your cap.
Nice. Okay. Cool.
A little bag, put it in there. After this, you need to go see some volunteers who are stood in the middle of that square there, so the guard with glasses.
Right here, yep.
He'll do you a briefing, explain a little bit more detail around this.
Okay.
And then you need to go get your bike checked, which is in the far corner over there.
Okay.
And then you go get your photo taken in the toilets, the showers. Famous Roubaix showers.
Yeah, that sounds ominous. Get my pictures taken in the toilets.
Yeah. Sounds a bit wrong, but there we go.
all registered, bikes checked, all fine. Crazy, after all the work involved in getting here. What a journey. It feels amazing. Bikes checked, they're happy with it. A couple of advisory points that I'll take care of. Registered, had my tracker, met some people who subscribed to the channel, so thanks for saying hi. So now I'm just going to strip everything off the bike, have a look at what's in there, make sure I haven't forgotten anything, and I can show you exactly what I'm going to be bringing, every single piece. So this should be fun. And that is the bike completely unloaded. I'll go through everything I'm bringing. Should we start with the bike? I think if you've been watching for a little while, you'll know I ride a Mason Definition 2 in Vela. It's a really comfortable bike. And there's someone from Mason here at the event actually that I've just been chatting to about it and singing its praises. But really comfortable. So I've got a Redshift suspension stem. That's going to be really handy. More about that in another video. I don't have the Redshift suspension seat post, but I do have one. Haven't tested it enough to bring it on this trip, but this is the VCLS, so this is what I've used for a few years. Really comfortable. A Brooks C17 saddle, cambium, that's really comfortable. The aero bars, Adidas Parabolica with all the risers, because I'm old. I'm 40 in 2 days. This bag is really cool. This is also from Redshift and it's going to house my food. It's magnetized, so it doesn't really open very much. 3D printed holder for my Garmin. Had to widen the aero bars a bit to make it fit, but it's really comfortable. And actually, wider aero bars meant my chest wasn't quite so closed off. So that actually made quite a big difference. I have a mixture of bags. Apogera, Alp Kit, Ortlieb, several bags. One frame bag, a longer top tube bag than usual, a bit more stowage. My stem cell for my camera, and my seat pack over there, and a couple of other bags that will be chucked on later. Lights wise, I've got a dynamo hub, so all my lights are guaranteed. I don't have to worry about those at all. That's powering an Exposure Revo front light. It's extremely bright, it's almost too bright. And the Exposure dynamo rear light. Then as a backup, the Exposure tracer on the rear, and a third backup just in case. This is a nog and it blinks very brightly, so I might use that from time to time. And I've also got the mandatory reflector. A bit of a questionable location, but I'm not going to remove a light just to fit a reflector, so that's on the bike. And the reflective tape is mandatory as well. To be honest, it's a really good idea. On the front, it's a similar setup. So I have a backup Exposure joystick, and down here a basic light that blinks quite brightly as a third option. Bottle cages wise, these are side loading. They're specialised bottle cages, and because I've got frame bags, I need side loading. Gearing wise, Ultegra R8000 11 speed Di2, 5236 on the front and 1134 on the rear. The Di2 is questionable to some people, but for me, after 3-4 days my hands are hurting. So after 10, 12, whatever days, I want to just click a little button to change gear. I don't want to have to force the lever over and over again, and it works for me. So on the floor, this is everything I'll be loading onto the bike, and it's kind of spread out, but trust me, it's a lot and it weighs a lot. I'll go through what I've got. Sadly, it's all essential, and I couldn't really get away with losing any of it. So let's see. Helmet and glasses, obviously. Electronics wise, earbuds for when it gets grim. Garmin. Let's close that, shall we? My tracker, very important. Have my Insta360 camera, new to me. So let's see how it goes. Let's see how that goes. Phone, stick for the camera, and also the camera I'm holding. Wallet, keys, euros, Turkish lira, passport, a cable lock. Kind of need that. Didn't really want to carry it, but kind of need that. Glasses case. Food wise, a whole load of this lovely stuff. And I bought some Haribo to put in my bar bag for later. Power bank, that will last me maybe a week. Various cables, need all of those. Here, ibuprofen. Water purifying tablets, because if I have to drink tap water that's questionable, I'm gonna purify it. 10 of these. Basically a double espresso in a gel, and some carbohydrate too. I've been avoiding caffeine for the last week, so at 3 AM that should hit me like a bus, I hope. Probably shouldn't say that. 2 bidons, energy drink inside, carbohydrate drink. All of my tools, I'm not unpacking those because that is a nightmare. Another tube. Chamois cream, sun cream, insect repellent, toothbrush, toothpaste, UV lip balm because that really helps, Sudocrem, need that, plug adapter to charge my power bank, to charge my Whoop, wet wipes, and blister patches for my backside, you never know. And then a first aid kit, because there's a high chance of maybe crashing in some pretty remote places, so I'm going to want to maybe clean out some wounds. Really hope I don't need this. I made a holder for bidons to carry 2 more bottles. That's basically it, and it works surprisingly well. So that'll hold 2 more bottles on my seat pack. This bag is going to hold some colder weather gear, which will go on top of my seat pack as well. Some leg warmers, a thermal gilet, raincoat, a buff for when it gets cold, but also to put over my face if I have to sleep somewhere with street lights or something like that. And these gloves, a bit annoying, but I don't really want to be descending a high alpine pass without them. It's probably going to happen. And that'll all go into this bag, which will sit on top of the seat pack. That's all held down with this cargo net. That's by Topeak. I bought that a few years ago and it's really, really useful. Lastly, my seat pack. It's an Ortlieb seat pack. It's basically going to have my sleeping gear in there. So bivy bag, lightweight sleeping bag, airbed, and at the bottom an extra pair of shorts and socks to treat myself halfway, and some human clothes. It's quite a lot, isn't it? It's all really necessary stuff, so hopefully I don't need some of it, but it's there just in case. So I'll get this all packed back on the bike, then I'm ready to go. It's by the power of editing. And that is it, fully loaded. Ready to go and change locations. Let's come with a mate to a shop to pick up some food. So all set, ready to go, no excuses.
prioritise your own safety first. Whatever decisions you take on the race should always be influenced by that and guided by that kind of grounding principle overall.
Number 10, ride in the spirit of self-reliance and equal opportunity. Basically, this is about not doing to other riders what you wouldn't want done to yourself, okay?
And it is go time. Everything's loaded. Finally got this bag off my back. And everyone's making their way to the velodrome. So I'll take a slow cruise over, get a good place. Let's ride to Turkey.
Regardez ça, les iPads qui en peuvent plus qui... Alors que Laurent et Benjamin sont...
It is day 2. Or, they still count as day 1? I think it's day 1. But it's the morning.